So
Okay.
all right, like I was like
Are we live? Oh,
I went to the hello.
hey.
Let me log in right quick here.
Okay. We're gonna do an IG. You do an IG, I'll do a TikTok.
Okay,
I'm just joking. I'm not really gonna do that, but hello.
there we go. It popped up. How's everybody doing this evening? How exciting is this? You get to see two of the three. We getting ready to party. Hey.
Yes, we
Okay,
are.
that's next time. Okay.
You do an IG, I'll do a TikTok.
The delay response of social media from one device to the other.
Cat is out of the bag.
All right, all right. So, hello, everybody. It is Winning Wednesday with the Three Wise Pet Pros. Yes, you see two. We understand. You know how to count. That's okay. One, you have the two T's, T and T. So, Nicole, we miss you and love you, and we will see you soon. And with that being said, I am Miss Tony. I am one of the three. And then there is Miss Tanera, Dr. Tanera. So everybody get excited. Stay excited.
Yeah.
We want to just let you know that one of the reasons that we enjoy doing what we do is because we help educate pet parents, learn knowledge and things about their pets that maybe they know that they even forgot. And the same thing for us. I know I do the same thing, not just with my fur babies, with my human babies. I may have even said it one time when my son was having like some asthmatic symptoms, and then I put him on the nebulizer, and I was like, "Oh my God, he's still having trouble breathing." So I put him on the nebulizer again, and you notice the vials are like dosed out, and they should help and calm down. So he had like 3 of those in one night. And the doctor was like, because we went to the doctor the next morning, and she was like, "So if the first one doesn't work, you probably want to bring him in." I was like, "Okay."
Ooh. Yeah.
So we live and we learn, and we want to, help educate so that we as pet parents don't make the same mistakes. So one of the things that we will be talking about tonight is questions. Not one of the things. What we'll be talking about tonight is not our regular scheduled topic. We're gonna wait until we have our end to our 2T and T. But tonight we'll be answering questions. So much not answering, talking about it, because we're not here to give any medical advice. We're here to help educate and learn from both ends. So with that being said, Tanera, I'm gonna pass the mic on to you.
Pass the baton. I'm running. Passing the baton, Tony.
Oh, this way.
Got it. Woo! Okay. Thank you. Yes, we are missing our Miss Nicole, but hopefully she'll be back next week, and we will do what Miss Tony said we were gonna do. So tonight we did receive a question, and I'm not sure if look in the comments to see who else
Hello,
here.
Miss Katie Wright and Mr. Paul Frazier. Hello, hello.
Katie. Hey, Paul.
In Crazy at
What
Home.
up, Crazy?
Ah.
All right, some of our regulars. We love that. Feel free to share the broadcast if you're in a position to, click the share. Some of the people in your network might enjoy seeing what we do over here at the Three Wise Pet Bros. And as Tony said, we get questions from you guys, relatively often. Can we do this? Can we do that? Is this a good idea? And received one tonight that, again, we're not giving medical advice in this venue, okay? Vet Tech Tony and I, we are medical professionals, and we can give advice in the in the appropriate situation. But here we're keeping it light while talking about some things that, you know, can really easily be found in, you know, if you Google some things, but it's all a matter of there's so much stuff out there. Why not come here where you've got 3 dedicated pet pros who can give all of our views on something? Because a lot of times we've experienced the same thing, but in a different way or in a different situation, and we all bring that to the table. So today I got a question from someone, and I'm not sure if Spirit Rider is on the line yet. If so, please make yourself known because we want to answer your question that you had earlier. I'm going to put a little banner up down here so that we can see what it's about. Okay. Seizures in pets, what causes them? And, you know, feel free to go ahead, write in the chat, because when we're going through these things, we're not going to necessarily say every single point of every single thing that causes a seizure and the treatments and things like that. But so we'd love to see your expertise too, especially if you've gone through a situation like this where your pet has had a seizure. We know that, first of all, a seizure is an electrical disturbance in the brain, you know, part of the neurological system. And if you've ever experienced them yourself, seen a person or an animal go through this, you know, that's one of the scariest things to have to see any living thing go through. You know, like, unless you're a psychopath, you really would be uncomfortable watching some animal, any animal, human animal or any other kind, go through a seizure, because it's horrible. Have you ever seen any, you know, in your previous veterinary, just in your veterinary experience at all, or just in your life in general, Miss Toni, have you seen that?
I only seen one time where I was like part of it and not really realizing what it was. And it was a pet coming out of anesthetics. Not like before they went under anesthetics, dog was totally like cool. Like, and it was, you know, a pit bull. So, you know, that wider mouth, you know, ones you'd be cautious of. But before she went under, she was like all loving and calm. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she's such a cute, because I'm definitely a pitty lover, pit bull terrier lover, American bulldog.
I know, right? You're real professional over here.
Yeah. So when she was coming out, it was like she has like some mild shakes, and I was like, you know, not in the mode that I should have been, but it reminded me when people come out of anesthetics that you need to be aware. So she had some mild shakes, and I thought me calming her down was going to be the right thing to do. Like, get in. She like bit my hand. I was like, fudge sickles. So yeah, that was a learned lesson. And it was a rapid response. And the solution, her systems, like she came back out of it. But even after the bite, because if she wanted to have bitten me, she could have, but it was on a reaction. Like, she didn't know where she was, and you know, with the mild shakes that she was having, that's about the closest one that I can say that I was part of. Other than that is like, you know, people sending me videos and they're like, you know, what's going on here? And it could almost seem like not a seizure, because it doesn't have to be like, you know, just, you know, shaking in the ground and then, you know, tongue hanging out the mouth. It doesn't always have to be like that. It could be like walking around in circles, like dazed eyes, unfocused, you calling them and they're not, like, you're like, wait a minute, Fluffy isn't looking at me. And it's almost like they're kind of possessed in a way, kind of like, so yeah, those are the ones. And I mean, like, they can be very unidentifiable as to what they are.
That's true. Yeah, that was a really important point that you made there about not always, essentially not always manifesting in the same ways all the time. You
Mm-hmm.
tend to think of it as just like, going to be having those types of convulsions. But you're right. It could be, head pressing, circling, just some mild tremors, fine tremors that you might see, muscle fasciculations. Oh, wait, we said we were going to get muscles twitching muscles.
Right.
But yeah, we're definitely not making light of this because this is a very serious disorder. And we see in the comments that a couple people have had some experience with dogs having seizures specifically. Hello, Kayla. Good to see you here, lady. Miss Katie Wright said that otter hounds, she's an otter hound aficionado and breeder and shower. And she said that otter hounds have a genetic idiopathic seizure disorders. Idiopathic? Idiots! Can't figure out what it is. Okay, idiopathic, that means don't know what causes it. It's just something that does happen, and the research is being done, like she said, by her club, Otter Hound Club of America. They're doing some more research on it since they have that predisposition. And there are other breeds too that are predisposed to seizure disorder, including German Shepherds, Bernese Mountain Dogs, and a couple other breeds as well. Other things that can cause seizures, poisons, poisonous plants, chemicals that are left around the house, like Tony said, anesthesia, bright light. Okay, flashing lights. Somebody cue the song "Flashing Lights." Flashing lights.
Oh,
Because I was like, wait a minute. Because I was almost trying to just block out what you were doing. I didn't know what the heck you were doing. I was like, let me just let her do whatever she's doing.
So I'm trying to figure out how to turn the light off.
And sometimes they'll give you a warning in the movies, like this movie has bright lights and stuff like that, so beware.
Yeah.
Certain weeds in the yard. Yes, that's correct. Robert Crazy Air Holmes. And Paul Frazier said that he has seen a human have seizures before, so I didn't want to miss that comment. That must have been scary.
Oh my goodness. I just totally forgot. When I was at Costco's, one of my friends had a seizure, and it was the craziest thing because I had literally just walked past him, said hello. I was like, hey, I'll talk to you later. Yes, I said it just like that. And then I went into the office, came, like literally put a paper in a folder, came back out, and I was like, oh, it was horrific. It was horrific. So, and it was still in the motion of the shaking, the, like bite of the tongue, and oh, that was horrible. Yes.
You probably tried to put it out of your mind.
Yeah, I just really thought about that when Paul said that, and I was like, and I felt, life and so many different things that happen. But yeah, that was horrific.
It could be totally horrible. For the pets, like you said, for whether it's dogs, cats, even any pets that you may have inside your home, reptiles, fish, stuff can be put in the water. I remember when I worked with fish one summer, I worked with NOAA, which is the National Oceanographic Association and Administration. NOAA. And I worked with fish, and I remember we put, powder in the water to sedate the fish, and so that we could do various techniques on them. And so water could easily get into your, pet fish tank that could cause a problem, overgrowth of a certain type of plant or something like that. So I'm just basically saying that to say it's not just about the cats and dogs,
Right.
It's other animals that, what they say, windshield wiper fluid, tastes real sweet to dogs, or at least it used to, or not windshield wiper fluid, but antifreeze, which is, I guess, it's different. But yeah, all those things can have fish have seizures. I mean, that if they got a brain, then they can have electrical activity that's, so they probably have a seizure every time one of us catches them, tries to eat them, like, oh no, they're about to try to eat me. And then they have a seizure. And then we throw them back in. That's how we get them. That's how they get us every time. Like, nope, just throw them back in. Throw them back. So toxins, poisons, brain cancer can cause seizures, encephalitis, which is swelling of the brain. A lot of different things can cause seizures. And Spirit Rider, I still don't see you on, but that's okay. You can still watch the playback later as far as, answers to some of these questions that you may have. So we talked about the breeds that are predisposed to seizures. Otter hounds, we just found out, have a genetic predisposition. German shepherds, Bernese mountain dogs,
Springer Spaniels.
I think it was Spanish, something like that. Oh my gosh, I hate when I can't remember stuff, especially live. Then, okay, so treatments, we can talk a little bit about that because when they happen, they're unexpected. Sure that you may know your dog has seizures, but even when they happen, they may be unexpected. But the more knowledge that you have of your personal dog, then you can kind of like start to read the signs, and maybe there's a little bit of drooling or maybe certain panting for dogs. And then, for fish, they'll swim in circles. Just kidding. I was just kidding. I made that up. I just made that one up. And so treatment, one of the top ones is like a Valium type of treatment where you can put it on a mucous membrane or put it in even like suppositories that you can put in the back end. Again, a mucous membrane where it can be quickly absorbed to hopefully stop the seizure. Are you familiar with any of the medications for seizures, Tony?
Hashtag phenobarbital.
Hashtag correct. Ding, 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 ding. Where's the bell? Yeah. Phenobarbital. Do you know anything about that drug? Like, is it well taken? It's
very, very expensive. It sometimes is uncommon to even try to find. Sometimes people are like, phenobarbital, what is that? We no longer make that. That's how hard it can be to find sometimes. Other than that, I really don't know much about the drug, other than I know that it treats. But there are other different drugs out there, whether they be marketed for something else that doctors use to prescribe to treat or help with reducing or not having seizures at all.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Phenobarbital, I do know a little bit about it. I do know that it's pretty harsh on the body. It's rough on the liver. And the liver being, liver disease is one of the potential causes of seizures. And so then you're like taking a drug that's harsh on. Mm-hmm. It's like, so it could be.
You can't even put a Band-Aid on it. You just we're just gonna just stab you a little bit more and see if you can get through this.
I'm gonna take that whole lobe.
What's that? I wasn't gonna say the CBD, but that wasn't. But yes, Katie, CBD can help in reducing and preventing seizures. It's one of the reasons I love CBD.
I love it. Look at my banner over there. It's like, just kidding. Don't look at my banner.
No, we can go ahead and talk about the banner because I'm also an ambassador of Dr. Kroom Army Vet Pet CBD. So that's because I believe in the product and know that it has very beneficial benefits. And I mean, CBD over phenobarbital, Kenalog, okay, so not so much drugs. Sometimes even diet can help with changing, and not changing, helping reduce seizures from happening.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like being aware, like, especially if your child or pet has seizures, you're definitely more aware of different environmental changes, foods that they may intake, that may be, like if it was something that you haven't been given before, and then you gave them like a new treat, and then it's like, oh my God, he's having a seizure. And then that moment you're forgetting, but one of the first things that if you were to go to the emergency room or to a doctor's office, they're going to ask, is anything changed that happened that may have stimulated that? And you may forget that you just gave your dog a new little treat that you have never given them before. But it's all those little things that matter, because you want to remember not to give that again, if that,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, be very observant. That's a good idea. Onto your point of, you mentioned the CBD, and there was a comment that is the research still out on CBD? Absolutely, the research is still continuing on, but is there enough research for someone such as myself to feel confident in recommending to for myself, for my parents, and for my fur babies? Absolutely. That's my personal thought. That's why I did jump into the market and decide to create my own line, so that people could have that confidence in the product made by a veterinarian. And we still third-party test as well. Cornell did a really great study that showed correlations between CBD and helping with anxiety. And also, I do my own research day to day. So if my clients use my product and it helps them, then for me, that's proof. I've never seen any deleterious effects,
right.
From it. And that's one of the reasons both Tony and I love being in the holistic realm, because it's like you can try something, and we know that every animal's body chemistry is different, but chances are really good that it's not going to hurt that animal, but it could very well help. So I'm down for it, man.
I mean, just with that being said, Tanera, it's like so many doctors, prescribers that will prescribe phenobarbital in a drop of a hat, but be like, oh no. And this is not to say that any reasons that other people have, but it's kind of really interesting, something that is a natural base from a plant, but you will go take a mixed up chemical and prescribe it. And like you just said, something that is already could be hitting the body in the liver, you're going to just like continue, or, give them a dose of that rather than other natural holistic options. So,
exactly.
I mean, that is one of the reasons why I back you in that, is because I have not heard one thing bad. I mean, now that I've said that out loud, anything, somebody could eat broccoli and have a reaction, So, I mean, it's just
a mushroom of some sort, or,
yeah, those.
Absolutely.
Mushrooms and molds can be more dangerous than CBD.
No. And the body does have the mammals. We know that mammals, and probably other animals too, birds and probably reptiles too. But that's where, again, for me, the research hasn't particularly been done. But they all have an endocannabinoid system. Say that 5 times in a row. Endocannabinoid system that have receptors naturally in the body for CBD. There's CBD receptors in the body already, you guys. And so the American Society has really put a stigma on it for their various reasons, and it is what it is. But I'm going to take advantage of those health benefits. Tony is, and all my pets will as well. So gelatin, you've heard that gelatin can help. Okay, very good, very good. Unflavored, non-sugar, that makes sense. Preventative, if it's genetic, then really, well, I would say if you have a predisposed breed and you are up on that knowledge, that's why you're here, right? To get some info from the 3 Wise Pet Pros. And so if you are knowledgeable already about that, then you can make sure that that pet, like Tony, you can make sure Kaori, you can't prevent all loud noises and crazy things, but maybe you can, introduce her and, make sure that you are aware of, like your ears perk up, like, oh, she's going to be here. There's construction over there. You just want to be really careful, loud noises, bright lights, flashing lights, that kind of stuff. Stress, definitely keeping that at bay. Like Katie said, first seizures can be at a grooming appointment, because of the new environment and all the smells and all the crazy sounds. So, so that's pretty much it. Unless anyone had any other questions, we were talking about seizures in pets and what causes them and what treatments we had. So hopefully, Spirit Rider, if you get a chance to check this out, that was some good information for you. As a matter of fact, Tony, you had mentioned my CBD line earlier, and that can be found on my website at drcroom.com. Now, if you heard about it from Tony here or anywhere else, then in the little block, when you go to make your purchase, you can put her name in there. And since she's an ambassador, she will earn the dividends on that. I actually do have one product that I let people know has been useful for some of my patients with seizures in the past, and that is my peanut butter blend. That's my organic peanut butter, tasty, with full spectrum CBD for dogs and cats. So, you can, it's human grade. I don't know why I always do that when the like I have the
the actual syringe.
Yeah, like I had the actual syringe, like, and so it's really been shown to be useful for seizures in my patients. I even had a fellow veterinarian who purchased my peanut butter CBD. She had a dog that had neurological symptoms. She got the CBD, used it, and then a few weeks later, she ordered some more because it obviously helped, And so for me, I don't need a big body of organization to say, okay, we've done, even though there has been plenty of studies, but I see it every single day and I'm not scared to say it. So I see 2 more comments. Okay, Tony.
No, it was just like, you can go ahead. Katie Wright, we said we study pedigrees to make sure we don't double up on genetics.
Like line breeding, inbreeding, which I know is a part of breeding sometimes, but you want to, once you get those certain traits, then you maybe now start outbreeding.
You're like, okay, we're not going to breed into that, which is one of the benefits of, I don't know if there's necessarily a benefit, but one of the benefits, say, of AKC or UKC registered is because that those different kind of ailments do come up in the history of the pet. And then when you get ready to breed, you look at the genetics and the history of that based on who their parents was and so forth back. So at this point, loving my heart on my Kaori, that's not an issue that she has, but we're all imperfect, and even the animals in this world are imperfect. But that she's good. I got some CBD for her.
That's right.
All right, and then you had Crazy Air Holmes. He said that reptiles too benefit from CBD. He uses it for ailments with what is that? Twerps?
Yes.
They be twerking? Not just playing.
That's all the little reptiles, various ones.
Twerps. What is that? Is that like twitches?
I think because they're herps, like herpetology. I don't know. Put it in the chat, Robert. Why do you call them twerps?
TWERPS. Twerps at his rescue. Perfect example is a tortoise who kept escaping and ended up as a chew toy. No bueno.
Oh, bueno. So you use the CBD for the pain, like he survived but he got bitten up, but then you use the CBD for pain relief.
Put it in the chat because I wasn't there.
Yes.
I felt like I sounded like hey Scooby, how you doing?
Oh yeah, or DMX.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why I thought. I guess maybe Scooby Doo and DMX.
DMX.
What?
Most of them are small, so okay, call them twerps because they're small. So we look at, Katie says, we look at who seized and who had siblings, produce seizures, and when they, and then we make up calculated risk. Especially with the breed that she's, there's not a lot. There's like a limited, I don't think they're on the verge of distinct, but it's not like you can go find an otter hound like you can
just
a German Shepherd.
Hey, that's an otter hound. Hey, that's another one.
Katie, we just full of it. Well, but she knows that, that's why she breeds them, is for their quality and their breed of what they are, the animal that they are. 1,000 in the world. We are considered endangered. Okay. So they are considered endangered. I mean, 1,000, that's not a lot. No. That's like if you go to Wing Stadium and that's where all the otter hounds are. That's not that many.
That's right. That's not a lot. Well, we're glad that right, I've seen most of them, huh? That's not a lot. So Katie, we thank you for doing what you do for the breed. Keep it up, girlfriend. Keep it up. Okay, so I think this is a good place to stop. Are you ready,
yes,
Tony?
Ma'am. I'm ready to wrap it up and roll it out.
Wrap it up. Roll it out. Okay, so once again, we would like to thank you for joining us tonight. We're missing our third, but we hold it down, don't we? Because we're the Three Wise Pet Pros, and we make it do what it do. We educate you on our pets, and we learn as well together from you, and that's what we do. So we are out of here, you guys.
One last note, if you have any questions, any topics that you want to talk about, message us, direct message us, put it in the feed, whether it be in the group or on the page or on IG, because this is one of the reasons that we're here, to help educate. And, you might have a question that might put us to work. Like, we got to go to the library.
It's happened before. It's happened before. Yes. It's going to happen again. So thanks for joining us, you guys. Peace.
All right.